Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and pool fans around the world, and welcome to the finals of the 36th U.S. Open 9-Ball Championships. We're coming to you live in HD from the ACCUSTATS Arena here at the Chesapeake Conference Center in Chesapeake, Virginia. 1 week ago, 250 players came here to vie for the most prestigious title in pool. There are 2 players left. We're about to crown a champion. Our first player, who has come from the one-loss side, comes from Powder Springs, Georgia. This gentleman has over 50 Viking Tour wins to his credit and was named Viking Tour Player of the Year 7 times. In 2006, he won the Pittsburgh Open and the Valley Forge Players Championship back-to-back, one of the first players ever to do that. He is a former Mosconi Cup member, and just a few short hours ago, he played his way onto this year's Mosconi Cup team for a second time. He's sponsored by Tiger Products, Atlas Billiard Supply, Unique Products, Shawn Putnam Custom Cues, and the Bonus Ball League. Our very favorite Big Bubba, Shawn Putnam. Thank you very much. His opponent, from Pontefract, Yorkshire in the United Kingdom. He's the 2008 World 10-Ball Champion. He's the 2009 U.S. Bar Table 10-Ball Champion. He's the 2009 Party Poker Masters 9-Ball Champion. He's won numerous titles in English 8-Ball. Several years ago, he won the Derby City Classic Straight Pool Division, an extremely versatile player. He's also the former Mosconi Winning Cups MVP from 2010, and in 2010 he was named by Billiards Digest, Inside Pool, and AZ Billiards as the Player of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, he is your reigning and defending U.S. Open 9-Ball Champion, Dynamite Darren Appleton. Okay, race to 13, must win by 2, 15-game max. And we're going to go ahead and send it up to the booth, to the best in the business, Jim Wych and Danny DiLiberto.
The lag, it's a race to 13. 250 players started out, and then there were 2. A truly international final, just as it was last year, Danny. It was Corey Deuel representing the USA, and that man, Darren Appleton, who won the event last year and is looking to repeat. And I'll tell you what, Shawn Putnam is going to have to raise his game if he's going to compete with Darren Appleton.
Well, I've been watching him all week, and he is playing solid. I don't know how he could raise his game. It looked to me like it's as high as it could be.
Shawn Putnam.
Shawn Putnam, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he has played some very good stuff, but as good as he's played, I think Appleton has just been a notch better. And it's rack number 1. Race to 13 this final. Danny DiLiberto and Jim Wych will be bringing you all the action from start to finish.
1 in the side.
Darren has been breaking very well throughout this championship. Undefeated his run through here to the final. And obviously the man who opposes him was one of Darren's victims.
Yeah, but a very, very hard-played match. Darren got way ahead, and Shawn was getting there in the end and fell short. But anyway, wasn't it Shawn that said that he knows Darren's going to make the wing ball every time? Didn't you interview him earlier and he said that?
He did. He said that he knows that wing ball's going in, so he's just got to, hope that he's going to get an opportunity at something else.
Well, he made 3 balls, but he hardly has what we can call a shot. I think he's got to play it safe here. And
this year's the 36th.
Boy, what's on your mind?
The 36th annual U.S. Open 9-Ball Championships, folks, is brought to you by Q-Master Billiards in Virginia Beach. With 73 tables, it is the largest club in the country, and that might be an early mistake from Dynamite Darren Appleton.
Yeah. Could be. Nothing easy, but Putnam has handled all this kind of stuff, at least the last few days. That might be where Darren has that little edge. He's been good every day.
Well, Darren having the hot seat and waiting for Shawn Putnam to play his semifinal match. You got to get all that cash out of your pocket, Shawn. Don't let that interfere with your shot.
Yeah.
And speaking of cash, the winner here, there's a check for $30,000. That's just on the floor. Pretty sizable check. You can see it just behind the table there. 30 grand to the winner, 15,000 to the runner-up.
That'll buy lunch in Paris.
That'll get you. That'll buy lunch in Paris, Danny. Well, he did have to elevate there, so he couldn't see that too full. Had to try and get over the edge of the 7. The early racks, it's always a feeling out period. As a boxer, Danny, this is one of those rounds you go out and you just kind of move around, a few body punches. Do you ever go for the knockout in the first round?
Every time.
Every time.
There was none of that stalling. Everything I threw was a bomb designed to try to knock a head off. I mean, I only look like a skinny old man, but I was ornery. All right, let's talk about pool now. A safety, I call them a dirty shot, but you got to play these kind of shots. Hey, the 2 might have leaked out for a little cut on it. Can't make it anywhere, but it's better than kicking. He can hit this ball. And if he cuts the 2 into the 6 the way it lays, the 2 won't go anywhere. So all he has to do is get the cue ball back upstream when he cuts this 2 ball. It will not go anywhere.
Our tournament director, Ken Schumann, announced that Shawn Putnam has been confirmed as being on the American team for the upcoming Moscone Cup. I think it's a virtual certainty that Darren Appleton will be on Team Europe as well. So these two are opposing themselves, or opposing each other here, and they're going to be opposing each other in a few weeks down the road in Las Vegas.
They'll meet again. As long as they keep playing well, they're going to meet many times.
Oh, look at this mistake.
Oops.
That's ball in hand.
You know what? He had more than a thin cut. He had a pretty good hit on that, too. However...
A little careless.
Little bit.
Shawn beat Alex Pagulayan 11-8 in the semifinal leading up to this final, and he lost the first rack to Alex, so losing the first rack won't phase Shawn. It's a long race to 13, remember, and you have to win by 2 clear racks, and it's capped at 14-14. If you get to 14-14, then it is a 1-rack decider for the title.
That was a heck of a match, Pagulayan and Putnam. That was a heck of a match. And as usual, Pagulayan showed a lot of heart. It was behind most of the match. Oh, he's going to have trouble getting to the 3. Does it pass that ball? I guess it does. He would have never did this. It's not easy to see sometimes up here, especially when you're an old man like me. I don't. You know what? I say that all the time. I don't feel
living
that
legend,
way.
Danny.
I don't feel that way at all.
No, I know you don't. And for people that may or may not be aware, I think the whole billiard community really is, but Danny was just recently inducted into the Billiard Congress of America Hall of Fame, and we had the banquet dinner the other night, and it was an extremely moving night, very special. Both Danny and a good friend of Danny's and mine, Ralph Souquet, also inducted.
Great gentleman.
And as are you, Danny, as are you.
I'm ornery. Forget that.
Well, you're an ornery gentleman.
Okay, better.
And Darren's got the 4 into the side pocket here. He's got the angle. He knows the 6 doesn't pass the 9 into the other corner.
Well, is he going to try to draw the ball into the 8? That would be the target. You don't want to play for that combination. Pretty good hit. That was his target. And I'll tell you what, that's sort of a lesson. Pick a target when you're playing position, and this will develop your speeds. That was a perfect hit.
I think one of the things that has been very characteristic with Darren this year, and I was talking to his real good buddy Chris Melling, who is the European #1 player on the Mosconi Cup this year, and Chris says this is the best he's ever seen Darren control the cue ball. Now, from a guy who was around Darren in his English 8-ball years and all the time he's been playing here, was his partner in the World Cup of Pool recently played in Manila in the Philippines, to say something like that goes a long way.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I don't know how much straight pool he's played, but he's been playing it, and I think that helps your cue ball control, playing a lot of straight pool.
Well, he made 2 balls off the break. And the mistake from Shawn Putnam, pivotal, 1-0, Darren Appleton. As Appleton puts the balls together here, I can tell you that his route to this final, he got a bye in the very first round. And then he beat a gentleman named Hart, and then Esposito, Jason Klatt, when trailing 7-2 at one stage, ended up winning that match 11-10, and he was 10-6 down as well. And he beat Dennis Haar and Johnny Archer, again trailing 5-2 at one point, beat Archer 11-9. And then Shawn Putnam knocking Shawn to the loser's bracket, and then finally Alex Pagulayan in the hot seat match. And that brought us here as far as Darren's concerned.
Now he's making the side, the one in the side, and the wing ball.
Yeah, if he gets the measure of the break, this could be a very short night for Shawn.
Well, he's already made 3 twice out of 2 breaks.
Didn't end up with a good shot on the 2, so the 6 taking the bank away. This is going to be total defense. Well, I say that. He might try and cut this towards the side pocket, but I see him trying to get the cue ball behind the 5.
Cut it 1 rail to the end rail and go behind the 5, like you said. A little short, but the main thing on a shot like that is get the 2 distance. If you get him snookered, a bonus. Darren is wearing a shirt that's a soccer shirt from the English team.
English national team. I actually had a very good friend who was the captain of the English soccer team years ago. And our colleague and co-commentator Jeff Conway will know this name very, very well, Gary Lineker. Gary Lineker was a friend of mine. Gary grew up in Leicester and is best friends with another professional snooker player named Willie Thorne. And he was the captain for Team England for many years.
Pretty rough sport playing soccer. You got to be in very good shape. You're running back and forth. Look at this kick. But he didn't play position. Bad shot. Got to play position. Of course, I'm kidding.
Look at that look on his face. You're going to see a lot of that tonight.
What do you do here? I mean, is he going to try to cut this in? Is he going to try to cut it thin on the left and go maybe 2 rails behind the 7? What would you do, Mr. Snooker player?
Mr. Snooker would be, he'd be definitely defending here, But Mr. Snooker wouldn't have a clue how.
He's being modest. He really was a great snooker player. Probably still can play.
Yeah, but then somebody pinches me and I wake up. But Darren's got a tricky shot here. If he does try to hide that cue ball and stay at that end, he's only got one ball to try and hide behind the 6. So this is a little tricky.
Well, he can go short enough, go behind the 7 too.
Look at this.
How about he tried to shoot it, but
Yeah, he hit it. He hit it right though, and
yeah,
dropped on that top cushion. But how about that for an aggressive shot?
he missed it perfectly. See, that's the problem. But sometimes you miss too close and the ball hangs. He missed it the professional side.
I talked about Darren Appleton's road to the final. How about Shawn Putnam? Listen to the names here. He beat Mark Jarvis in round 1, John Reuter second round. Now listen to the names. Chris Bartram in round 3, Earl Strickland, 5-time U.S. Open champion, round 4. Then he beat the reigning World 9-ball champion from Japan, Yukio Akigayama, in round 5. And he lost to Darren Appleton and then came right back, beat the World 10-ball champion, Huji C from the Netherlands. Then Dennis Hatch, Alex Pagulayan, and hello, Darren Appleton.
Yeah, that's a heck of a list he beat. But I have to tell the people this. It took you all week to learn how to pronounce some Japanese names. And you got them now that the tournament's over. But you got to announce somebody anyway, don't you? You got to give it, like you just did. You know, he was one of the people who got beat, so you had to still use it. That's probably why you did it.
Well, you know something?
Oh, he hit it. He needs a rail.
Just flicked that
Yeah,
5. So
he didn't have a rail until he hit over here. He hit rail first, the 5. The 5 never went back. Then he caught a rail. Well, what do you do here now?
another
Is he going
tricky
to
shot.
cut at it? Safes are tricky.
This is a familiar posture and sight that we've seen with Shawn too the last few rounds. He just goes back to his chair and
looks at the carpet.
looks at that nice,
Your carpet.
nice ACCUSTATS carpet that makes up this beautiful ACCUSTATS arena. And there you see in the background the ACCUSTATS number. Order some videos. All of these matches from the U.S. Open are available on DVD.
Yeah. 1-800-828-0397. Get the catalog from Pat Fleming. A lot of great stuff. Well, he did cut at it. And he got, well, maybe he got lucky, but I always say he didn't get lucky yet till he gets back to the table and wins. You know, the guy has the dice.
I think
Anything can happen.
I think Shawn's hesitation to come to the table was meant to send a little message to Darren. You can see this. But again, no aggressive options here.
Oh, I don't like that speed. Just for one reason, you know, you might have left the bank, which he did, but you leave an easy return safe when you don't leave a guy far away. Right there, Big Jim. He's got a bank. He can bank that if he wants to, but he's not in trouble one bit.
He might be able to try and bank this and still take the cue ball down behind cover and play it as a shot with no risk.
Well, what if he misses it too close and he hangs it? He's shooting it. He's not making it, but he's shooting it, and he played safe. Look at this. Now, what do you think of that shot? Was he banking at the ball, and he happened to get no?
I don't think so, Danny. He missed it by too far.
Oh.
And I think if he would have been trying to bank it, I think it would have played with more top spin, right-hand spin. I think the cue ball would have been more over behind the 9 and 8. I'll tell you what, though. This is a difficult kick.
Yeah. He might have to miss the side pocket. On the downside, would draw. That might be the kick. Oh, he's looking at where he has to hit it to make it.
Justifiably taking a lot of time with this. This is the rack, this ball.
Wow, his target wasn't far off. He just missed that. He left a shot. I think Darren's going to try to go 2 rails to the 6. He can't kill it. It's too thin, so he's going to have to bounce to the other side also. Try to get in the middle of the table somewhere. He did just that. Pretty good shot. He's not missing anything, and he's got pretty good speed.
In his match with Alex Pegulayan, he missed 1 ball. And it was almost like it was a shock. Anything in the open, he's devouring.
Yeah, he wants to get that 2nd consecutive U.S. Open. That goes in the history books, actually. He'll be tied with Varner and Mika. Well, this isn't perfect. I don't imagine he'll miss, but I think he'll be a little further away from the 9 that he could have been with a fuller hit on the 8. I don't expect him to miss anything.
Look out.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Look out.
Yeah, he's just in where bridging is awkward, so just a little extra care. Locks the sounded like somebody fell. That distracted Darren. Locks that cue in with his 2 fingers, though, and secures a 2-0 advantage over Shawn Putnam. He made 3 balls off the break that time, and now leads 2-0 in the race to 13.
A hand of the Chesapeake Center staff. They have worked very hard all week long. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I heard Barry Berman just thanking the staff here at the conference center, but I don't see him anywhere. Oh, there he is in the front row. Couldn't get that microphone away from him. He takes it with him everywhere he goes. Well, Putnam in a little bit of trouble in the early going.
This is round number 3. Darren Appleton is breaking 2 games to none.
And already enjoying that 2-0 advantage. Every time he comes back to break, he gets to see that check for 30 grand.
Well, he made the wing ball again, but he didn't make the one in the side. But nevertheless, got an excellent chance to take a 3-0 lead. I don't want to give it to him too easily because he's going to have to do something to get on that 4 ball from the 3. That's where he wants to be. Everybody's pointing now. That's good, though, because it kind of lets the public know just what you're thinking, where you think you have to be.
Billy and Cardona was so impressed with Darren Appleton, he went on record, Danny, and said that the way he's playing right now, he's without a doubt one of the best players he's seen in recent memory. That's quite a statement.
Well, we have to define recent memory.
Yeah, he's got short-term memory loss.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it seems like every time someone's playing real good, everybody says best ever. But, you know, I hate to be egotistical, but for that kind of conversation, I think I'm the best at that because I've been doing this 50 years, and I truly have seen the best players ever. And Darren is one. He could compete with them all, no doubt about it.
Scary thing about it is he's not exactly over the hill.
Oh, they got to fade him many years. So I always say, how old is he? He's 30-something.
He's in his around 30, give or take a year or two.
Yeah.
But
You got to deal with him for a long time. And he's just falling perfectly, like that friend of his said. He never saw him control the cue ball this well.
And I know if Ralph Souquet is anywhere in the crowd here too, Ralph Souquet and Chris Melling for sure is around here somewhere. I think he's sitting up near us. I mean,
Ralph Souquet left, by the way, but
oh, did he?
yeah.
Well, because Thomas Overbeck, Ralph's friend, was here, and I thought they were shopping today. But I was going to say that Darren is a welcome addition to Team Europe, isn't he?
Oh, I would say.
9 down again, 3-0. He is stamping his authority on this one.
This is what's so great about pool, because, you know, I've played a few sports, and I know how tough it is to excel for any amount of time. So that's the whole thing. I think pool players are better at their sport than any other athlete is at theirs. Certainly consistent. When he wakes up in the morning, Darren, he knows he's going to play well. The golfers don't all know that, you know, and look at baseball. Guy hits 300, he can get 20 million next year. You know, this pool players are better at their sport than any other athletes, I'm sure of it.
Well, this is an ominous sign for Shawn Putnam when they played in the last 4 of the winner's bracket, as we see Darren breaking rack number 4. He lost the first 3 there as well and fell behind 3-0. In fact, he was down 9-2 at one point, 10-3, and then Putnam reeled off 4 in a row to get back to 10-7 before Darren closed him out.
Yeah, he played hard. I was impressed with him. He doesn't give up, you know, Shawn Putnam. He just doesn't give up. He's a good player. And he's playing better than I've seen him play. But look at this dirty shot. How in the world are you going to hit this ball? Wow. That's how Shawn feels right. How are you going to hit this ball? Oh, he might be able to go just in front of the side and go 1 rail. That's the best angle. The more extreme diagonal is tougher to control. The cue ball, high, lower, center, has a bigger effect on where it goes when you got a big diagonal. You know that. Of course you know that. High, it'll go longer. Low, it'll go shorter. See, he didn't hit it. Oh, my God. He did not hit that.
This is all turning into a nightmare for a man who said this was his dream.
Yeah, well, it would be a great feeling to win the U.S. Open for Shawn. But he's not old either. You know, he'll have other tries. It's It's just that when you get this close, you might never get this close again, so you better take advantage of it. And he's doing what he can. Darren is not helping him any get his dream. I don't know Darren real well, but the few times I've been around him, I got to where I like him.
He's a real easy guy to like. I've known
Yeah.
Darren for a long time. I've done the English 8-ball in Europe. It's actually one of the first disciplines that I did when I started commentating, and Darren was one of the top players, along with Chris Melling, a handful of the guys that are all British players now that play 9-ball. There's still a good bunch of them that are very good players that haven't come across the Atlantic to play 9-ball yet, Danny.
Oh, I know, and that's what I say. No matter what anybody thinks of Kevin Trudeau, he got a lot of players out of the woodwork that stayed out of the woodwork, and there's more. Because I remember when Parika came to the United States, he was beating everybody. And someone said, he's not the best player from the Philippines. I said, oh, please, don't tell me that. Of course, there was Efren to come yet. And there's probably more of them.
He just doesn't look like missing.
Yeah, and perfect speed control.
He hasn't fallen short for making at least 2 balls off his breaks. And when he gets the opportunity, he capitalizes. 4-0 Darren Appleton. One-way traffic, and it's favoring England.
Of course, this is the final match. It's a race to 13, and you got to win by 2. Or more. Or more. I don't want someone out there to say, he didn't win by 2, he won by 4. You know what I mean?
Hasn't really had a chance yet. Hasn't been able to get that back arm going at all. Rack 5.
Well, the wing ball didn't go. No, it did. Something went in that corner. But the one didn't go in the side for the second time. It's coming close, but he didn't get a shot on it. He made some balls, but he did not get a shot. This is the third time he keeps making multiple balls. He made 3 twice, and now 2. Well, Putnam was worried about that. That he was going to make balls on the break every time. But you got to get a shot on the one. So therefore, you got to push. And like I always say, try to tie balls up before you push, because that'll assure you of getting back to the table, because I always feel whoever pushes is going to get the worst of it. I know I've been repeating that, but there's probably new viewers, and that is the thought of it. The push, my vote would be to get rid of the push. You're breaking them.
Shawn isn't.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't sure he was going to get out of his chair. I'm sorry, Danny.
Oh, that's all right.
That-
I just bring in one of those.
No, and I totally agree with that philosophy.
Yeah. You're gambling when you break them. Take whatever comes, the good or the bad. Kick if you have to. Because we came with the no 2-ball fouls. We used to play 2 fouls before you got ball in hand. It could be by both players, 1 each. You accept his foul if he pushes and then you foul. But we did that to make the game go faster. And at the same time, we're still keeping it in the game after the break. I don't believe in that.
Well, that was cruel what just happened to Shawn Putnam.
It did, yeah.
He hit
It
a
was-
perfect shot. He had 3 balls to hide behind. And the cue ball just comes right up, touches the 9, and leaves a space between the 2 balls.
Yeah.
Clear path to the one for Darren Appleton.
We call it a window. But getting to the 2 is not easy. Boy, what a stroke. He didn't even hit that hard, and the cue ball came back. Oops. I'm starting to think that Shawn is in a lot of trouble. Good as he's been playing, you got to get chances. And this guy is a bulldog. He's not giving any chances. He wants to win that second U.S. Open. And he'll be the only one that has a chance to win 3.
And
Well-
the way he's playing the game right now,
Yeah, he's playing super.
if he can bring a game anything near this good next year, assuming that he does win this, he's looking good value to be 5-0 in front. Still a long ways to go. It's a
Right.
race to 13. But right now, Shawn Putnam just looks overmatched.
Well, Shawn has no quit in him. We know that. We've seen that a few times. Because today when Alex came with that barrage and tied him, it didn't bother Putnam. He played just as good next. Did you see the jump he made in that one shot? Unbelievable. So I don't expect him to quit, but there's nothing you could do in the chair. I used to say, well, you know I'm an ex-fighter. I used to say, well, wouldn't it be nice that when my opponent's going to make the game ball, I can get up and punch him? But some picky referee would disqualify me. Why do you disqualify me for that? I couldn't get away with it.
You got to try it to find out.
Oh, no. 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 All right, meanwhile.
Just a little off angle here,
Just
and
a
he's
little,
probably
that's
just
right.
wondering about force following with
Yeah.
a lot of top spin off 2 cushions and back out, or
Yeah.
trying to draw. He knows if he draws, he's going to be rather close to the 9, so he doesn't want to get too close.
Yeah, the angle on the 8, if you draw the ball, it looks like you're going right at the 9, which doesn't make good position. He did what you said. He went forward. Jimmy, you're playing almost as well as Darren.
That's impossible.
He's not going to miss.
Not missing at all.
Yeah.
And everybody looking on is wondering the very same thing we are, Danny. Is this going to be a short night?
What a respectful crowd we have here, how quiet it is when the guys are playing. It reminded me once when Sammy Jones was commentating 20 years ago at the Open. It was so quiet, he said, you could hear a mouse pee on a cotton ball. I'll never forget that.
I heard it differently.
You guys just reminded me how quiet it is. Thank you.
Yeah.
Has he still got the mic?
He's got the mic. I was going to bet you earlier that it won't be done. There he is.
Rack number 6. A 5-0 lead for Darren Appleton.
Well, he made something. But he's not going to have a shot on the 1. So we're back to the push. And I said that whoever pushes gets the worst of it, but that hasn't come true yet in this match. I'm talking about over a 1,000-year period. The percentage will show.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's winning. You look at his face. I don't think you're going to see any smiles from him until the last ball has been struck.
Then he'll throw punches in the air.
Just looking at the point of contact, and this is if he decides to kick instead of pushing. So the way he's weighing this up, looks like he's going to kick at this, Danny.
I would kick 2 rails, try to hit the one thin towards the 6, and you're going therefore behind the 7, 3, and 4. It's actually a 1-pocket shot, but it's a good shot. It's not as complicated as it sounded. Well, he's going to push. Then maybe he'll try that. Oh, no, he left room for a 1-rail kick. But what good is that? I mean, Shawn can't accept this just because he can kick it easily, right? There's got to be more of a better reason than that.
Shawn has yet to come to the table. We're in the 6th rack where he's had a clear shot to try and knock a ball in.
He's looking at the kick, but why would you? I'd have to give this back, wouldn't you? Darren is playing poker right here. And if you're going to kick 2 rails and cut that one towards the 6. You're going to have a good safe. Well, I don't know about all that. You knew you weren't going to snooker him for sure. Nothing easy here, but right now, anything Darren does won't shock me. Right? It's a tough shot. Position is a little tricky. It isn't like he's straight in. He's going to glance. Very tough shot. If he makes this one, gets position, runs out, I don't think Putnam has any hope. Huh. That's just what I said. Okay.
Possibility of a 3-4 combination?
Yeah, that was a great shot there. But like I said, it doesn't shock me.
He's making the very difficult look easy right now. And he is looking at the 3-4 combination, so he'll try and pick that line that he'll want to be on to leave it a full hit on the 3. And that's the other option. He's got the angle. He could try and spin this off 2 cushions, a 3rd cushion being the side below the 3 to play it into the side pocket.
The only problem with that is you're gambling on snookering yourself. See, going 1 rail now and playing for the combination, nothing bad is going to happen. You're going to have a tougher shot than you would trying to go to the side, but there's no gamble here. Is that his own bridge? I think it is.
It is.
Yeah.
It's an X bridge that, or an X rest they call it in the UK. It's actually from snooker, Danny. That's what we use playing snooker.
Look at this. He couldn't have put this better with his fingers. What speed? What speed? But that's the bridge they use in snooker.
You hold it one way and the cue sits a little higher, and when you turn it the other way on the X, it sits a little bit lower when you want to play.
Look at this. He got absolutely perfect here. I mean, I wasn't kidding. You couldn't put it that good with your hand. Great shots, man. He shot that 1 in, fell on the 2, fell on the combination, and he's still at the table.
Right now he's making this table look like it's got more pocket than rail. Yeah, I'll need a good stroke here. Shaking his head, but he's got the angle. He'll just have to cue this real well. Get that white ball back for the 6. everything that has been asked of him, he's delivered.
Well, actually, he's got a perfect angle here. Look at this shot. I would have went on the outside of the 7 there. Well, there's no seats in that VIP now. Earlier, we were wondering about it, but there's no seats. Look at the speed here. Look at the speed. Might have to use a bridge. No, I think he could reach this. Oh, wrong again. He's got the snooker X bridge. You see it? It's an X.
Yeah, and that way
Higher or lower?
you hit higher on the cue ball, and if you turn it the other way, you hit lower.
Look at this speed. Every shot. Just about perfect speed.
Only one word to describe Darren Appleton: monster. 6-0. And he's getting an awful lot of practice racking the balls. The Delta 13 rack, one of the tournament sponsors. Want to thank Simonis Cloth, Aramith Billiard Balls, Diamond Billiard Products, Nick Varner Cues. We also want to thank Pepsi this year for jumping into the sponsorship arena. azbilliards.com. You want your live scoring? azbilliards.com. They are the Bible for anything Q Sport related worldwide. 6-0. Rack 7 already.
Well, he made a ball. The 2 got in the way. The 2 did get in the way. This changes things quite a bit. Because if you shoot the 2, you're going to lose the 1 a little bit. Unless he hits it absolutely perfect on the full side. Just cutting it along the rail, he might not make the 2. That's what he's looking at. If this ball goes right along the rail, 2 might not go in. If it comes off the rail a hair, it will. Beautiful shot.
You know, he's always had control of the table. He won the lag. He's made a ball or balls every break. So every time he's come to the table, he's been able to control proceedings. And when you're playing as well as he is, it almost seems unfair.
Yep, it does. Well, all I can tell Shawn is he should have won the lag. Only advice I could give him. It's not really advice because you can't go back. What he's studying is he wants to know and try to get the angle to go from the 3 to the 4. That's the whole trick of this rack. If he does that, he'll have an easy out. But look, it's all unsteady. Look at this. I guess the X bridge isn't high enough for this shot, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Well, he's going to come back, I think, draw the ball in front of the side and take the shot on the 4 because position isn't bad from there.
And he does need plenty of angle to get the cue ball to the opposite end of the table for the 5. So leaving a lot of angle on this 4 won't hurt.
He's going to have that, but he wants a cue to cue ball. Don't want to be on the rail on that shot.
No.
He got perfect. Perfect. Cue ball going to swing around 1, 2, 3 rails. And even if he got straight on the 5, it wouldn't be a disaster because of where the 6 is. Rather not, of course, so you can get close to the 6, but the way he's playing, I don't know if that would stop him.
No, the best I've ever seen anybody play in this event was Mika Immonen back in 2009.
When he won 14 in a row.
Look at this. That
No,
cue ball's drifting.
No, he's okay. Not anymore. Well,
I'll tell you what, that cue ball turned.
yeah.
You could see it drifting over towards the right.
He actually hit it perfect, and it was going wide. Here we go again.
And the crowd trying to give Shawn Putnam a little bit of help. But look at that cue ball drifting.
Yeah, well, you know what? I hate to fault him because he's winning and I'm up here, but I would have gone 2 rails off that ball. I would have never tried to go 1 rail where he did. Well, Shawn has a chance to get on the scoreboard.
I think somebody sneezed right in the middle of Shawn's backstroke there.
They did. God bless you, whoever you were.
Well, you're going to hear some applause after this 9 goes down. And Shawn Putnam takes his first rack. He finally gets to slide a beat over. It's 6-1 in favor of Darren Appleton. And he finally gets to break, gets to rack the balls and break.
Well, I don't know when the last time was that we said this, but see the way the rack, that 2 has to go in the back end, 1 in front, 9 in the middle. Mandatory. The rest can go anywhere.
And because the winner racks, if that 9 is made into either of the 2 bottom corners, it is respotted. If it's made into the other 4 pockets on the table, counts as a rack win. 20 countries represented, 250 entries this year. And Shawn using a different break than Darren, and not very effective.
Made nothing. Well, what happens if he, well, he might have it right in the corner. He might have the 1 right in the corner pocket. That would give him better position for the 2. But it might have a little angle where it looks like it's going behind the 7. Can he twist it and kill it right there? Twist it, I mean put like extreme left-hand English so you can hit the 1 a little fuller? I don't know, it still looks bad. How well is he playing? Could he make the 1 and hit the 4 on the nose? That would get him to the 2 also. What would you do, Jim?
It's hard to tell with our overhead camera the angle that he has. I don't know if he could roll it slow enough to try and find that window between the 7 and the 8, Danny. And, you know, because it looks like the cue ball is going to track towards a 4, doesn't it?
Yeah, if he hits that 4 on the nose, he'll be perfect.
But he must have a little more angle than it looks.
Well, anyway, whether you hit the 4 or not, shoot it soft. Shoot it soft. Or play safe. See, everything, you know, he's thinking so clearly that everything looks a little tricky. Now, people out there, you'd say, well, he had shots at the 1, but he couldn't fall on the 2 well. So he elected to play safe. Very, very intelligent.
I started to say that Mika Immonen had been the best I'd ever seen. But, you know, in terms of just mechanics, and just solid positional play, Darren Appleton has taken it to a new level. Immonen made all kinds of shots when he was flawless. You know, anytime he went out of position, he just made a fantastic shot to retrieve it. I mean, Darren, when he gets a chance to clear the balls, he's spotless as far as controlling that cue ball. I mean, he's never in trouble. But how about that? Now, can he get lucky with the space? Leave a shot on the 2?
Nope.
Well, go get that jump cue out, Shawn.
We got to look at that one again. He measured it. He pointed to where he had to hit, and that's where he hit it. Look at this. But it didn't roll good for him.
I wouldn't bet against him making this one. He has been tremendous with the jump cue.
He is. Oh, man. Does the 3 go? You're shooting this for nothing. Does the 3 go anywhere? Yeah, it looks like it might. It looks stuck on the 6, but I think it has room to go in the side. That's what he's looking at right now. Does it pass the 6? No, now he's pointing to the point. So, you know, jumping this ball, you might get the worst of it. You know, you're not going to gain. If you miss it, you could lose again. Don't win for sure if you make it, unless the 3 goes by. Look at it. From here, it looks like it may go. There he goes. Knees on the table. If that other foot comes off the table, it's a foul.
Oh, I don't know if he'll make it shooting it like this. Got a good roll. Oh, he offers his hand to apologize. Always the gentleman, Shawn Putnam. 6-1 down. Would you be apologizing, Danny?
I'd want to do it more. But I always tell people, jokingly, of course, that whatever happens in a pool game, make believe you played it. The people clapped like he played this. You know, he didn't play this. He wanted to hit it, jump it, and it turned out this way. And I don't know if I talked to you about my theory of jumping. If you play an intentional safe and you get the guy, he can't jump. But if you accidentally get him, then he can jump. Simple way to change something that I think is more intelligent. He's going 2-rail kick at this 2-7, and he hit it. Well, now we're going to have to see again, does the 3 go by the 6? Because he definitely has a shot on the 2. He's looking. He hasn't made up his mind yet. You know, he's had 2 shots to have to look at this. Let's see if he definitely will have a safe if it doesn't go, or he could even draw into it. I think he's got the angle to draw into it. But if he goes forward, then it passes the 6. Yeah, he's still looking at it. Oh, Darren. He's very interested in what's going on, of course. From here, it looks like it goes.
He might force it through the 6 a bit. And he did.
That's what he did, you're right. That's why he got that full hit. That is why he got that full hit. It was intentional, so he could force it a little bit. Seventh and final day. I'll tell you what, to me, it goes too fast. You know, it looked like it just started. This is the final day, the final match. And the thing about it that's like a little sad to me, probably because I'm getting older, is you're seeing people you might see twice a year and might never see them again. You know,
that's very
it's a
true.
little bit sad. Say goodbye to everybody.
Oh,
Watch
look
out.
out.
It's going to happen. No, he got it, I think. Boy, it just bumped enough. I think he's got it. Well, we're going to be getting a shot to see if it goes. It does. He's getting right up to hit it. Oh, that would have been very hard luck. Perfect. All it is now is come back a hair, stop, and shoot the 9 in.
Well, we knew that Shawn wasn't going to be throwing in the white towel.
No.
There's a long ways to go.
He has no quit.
He's dug his heels in. He broke dry in this rack, but didn't matter. He secures his second, still trailing Darren Appleton 6-2.
Ladies and gentlemen, our newest inductee to the BCA Hall of Fame and his lovely wife, Ellie. Ralph Kincaid, would you stand up, please? 2002 U.S. Open Champion. Congratulations, Ralph. Hall of Famer.
He didn't leave. I was wrong. I didn't see him for a day, but he's still here.
The Kaiser.
And that's his wife, Ellie, next to him.
Yeah, nice to see Ralph and Ely here. He'll be in Las Vegas in December representing Team Europe, as will that man, Darren Appleton. There's not really a surplus of hair on Team Europe, in case you've noticed.
Well, it's easy to notice when the light flashes on their head. You know, it blinds you a little.
I tease them. I tease them all, even when I was roasting Ralph at the dinner the other day. I said, you know, Danny had such a great picture. You got such a nice picture on your poster.
You did say that.
And you look at
full of hair.
You look at Ralph, and I mean,
oh, boo!
He looked like it was 10 years on his
Yeah.
picture. You look great, Ralph. He was. I'm curious if has anyone ever seen him with hair?
He did do this. He's telling the truth. Yeah, Ralph did have hair a while back.
Our good friend Thomas Overbeck. Thomas wasn't at the roast. He would have laughed some of the things I said about Ralph.
You were very funny, pal.
Thomas Overbeck did Ralph's presentation into the Hall of Fame. He was terrific.
Well, Pat did mine, and he was terrific.
Pat was brilliant as well. It was a great evening, Danny. It really was. 2-ball into the corner pocket.
And position.
Position on the 1. The crowd's starting to get behind Shawn a little bit here.
Not only that, that shows how knowledgeable they are. They saw the ball go in, they see the layout, and they're clapping because they know he has an opportunity to get them all.
And they're all in the open.
Well, the 4 to the 5 could be a little bit of a problem. Yeah. He's got a couple balls in the way going to the 5. He's going to bounce off the rail a little bit. Good angle. He's got to come on the short side. He's got to go on the side of the 8, closer to the cue ball now. That's exactly what he did. And he kept an angle.
Left himself a nice angle, Danny. Get up closer to that 6. We'll have 2 cushions. Just force this through.
I'll tell you, you know, I ran around the country playing 9-ball, and sometimes you're killing, and one little mistake, and it switches. And that could be happening right now.
And that mistake came on that scratch on the 4-ball when Darren had made the 4, and cue ball just drifted slightly into that corner pocket. And since that shot, this match has done an about face on Darren Appleton. And a very partisan American crowd letting Shawn Putnam know how they feel about him stringing a few racks together.
Yeah, I was just going to say that this audience is prejudiced. They're pulling for the American. Well, what do you think would happen if he were playing this guy in England? You know, they'd be pulling for him.
They'd be too drunk.
Oh, really? Well, how nice. Well, you know more about it. You know more about it.
I know one thing, Danny. At the Moscone Cup in London last year, they ran out of beer.
Did they really? Oh, that's a disaster.
And that's a fact.
Were there drunk people walking around? Watch out. In the joint. Oh, that's a showstopper right there.
Well, it was a scratch that allowed Putnam to take 3 racks on the spin, and it might be a scratch from Putnam. This is going to put Darren Appleton back into the driver's seat.
Yeah, another 2-railer here. He's going to bounce between the 5 and 7. Try to get close to this 4. The 5 is easy. That's what he did. He sure did.
Danny, just thinking about Ralph Souquet sitting in the front row there, too. He won this event back in 2002, and it was under extreme duress because it was live pay-per-view, and they were going to be going to black. He had to win the rack in the match in about 90 seconds, otherwise nobody would have seen a final result. And Ralph knew it. Alex Pagulayan, his opponent in that final, they knew it. They were allowed no more timeouts, no washroom breaks, nothing.
Did he shoot fast?
Fast as I've ever seen Ralph play. And that was in 2002. I'll never forget that. And he's got a little angle on this. I think he can just
perfect
play the cue ball off the side cushion.
Yeah.
Out to the middle.
Right to the middle.
When he gets a chance, he just makes it look so easy.
And his stroke is so effective. He doesn't even shoot hard sometimes, and it goes exactly where he wants it.
And watch how the cue follows the line after it hits the white. Goes straight through the cue ball. 7-3, back 4 in front. And he'll open the cluster and break in rack number 11. And Darren has taken a break. And it looks like our tournament director, Ken Schumann, will as well. And Darren Appleton at 7-3, his lead. He's got a couple fingers on that check. Shawn Putnam isn't quite ready to let him have it just yet. Rack number 11. And with that 4-rack advantage, Appleton settles into the break.
Ball on the side, and 2 other ones. Well, he's got a little bit of a shot on the 2, but if he makes it, oh, Shawn knows he's in trouble here, shaking his head. I got to add one more thing. Billy and Cardona's stunk playing golf. I mean, really was horrible.
That's why he needed you to caddy. Into the side pocket.
Well, if he makes this, he's going to get position. That's a silly thing to say, if he makes it, right? It's almost automatic now.
Well, he can just knock this in and keep the cue ball in the middle of the table for the 4. There's nothing. He's already made the difficult shot.
Just fantastic. He keeps coming up with perfect speed. I think here he's going to draw it back, maybe, and play the 6 in the same pocket. Total control. Total control.
Well, that's, for me, what's so impressive. I mean, as well as Mika Immonen played 2 years ago, I mean, he had to just keep making terrific shots when he went out of position. But Darren never falls out of position.
Well, if I were Putnam, I'd be starting to worry. He started to worry on the lag. Look at this control.
Eight, 3. He led 6-0 at one point, and he's 5 racks in front right now.
Yeah, it's tough to catch a guy that doesn't miss.
What a force he has become in the world of pool. Every tournament he enters, he's a threat.
Yeah, well, he's worried too. Yep.
Shawn Putnam's dad in the green shirt.
Yep.
Eating peanuts right now, and I wonder if he's as worried for his son as his son is for himself.
Well, the thing about it is he's guaranteed at least second, you know, so that's pretty commendable.
Rack number 12.
One in the side again. Start saying, where are you two? Well, it's not so obvious this time. Well, maybe if he can draw it past the 4 and the 5, he can fall on that 3.
I don't think there's any doubt.
Yeah. You're right. Watch this guy play when he's in gear, and it just all looks automatic. You know, I'd hate to be betting he doesn't run out this rack.
And the 7-9 looks like a combination if he drops on that side of the table. Obviously the 7 into the 8, option B.
Look at the concentration on this guy. And the accuracy. And the speed. How do you beat a guy like this?
Well, you already said it. You win the leg.
Yeah, don't lose the leg. Don't lose the leg, play perfect, and you have a chance. And he's making it look so easy. Folks out there, it's not this easy. Believe me, it's not this easy. This guy is totally ready. And when he's under pressure, he won this tournament last year with 256 players. This year, 250. And what did we hear earlier? He's won 15 straight matches in the U.S. Open.
Well, he's playing the 7 to the 8.
The only thing here is he better play position for the 9 with the 7 because you got a good chance to make both of them the way the 8 is hanging. Get it? This is what I meant. He didn't get great position. Yeah, he should have put a little bit of right English. He would have went right over that head spot.
He never even entered his mind. And Danny, you called it dead on.
He's looking to cut this in. There is no safe here in his brain. He made 8 balls this rack, and he wants to make the 9th one. But sometimes that's a mistake. When you think you're supposed to run out, you make a mistake. You make a further mistake by forcing a shot. Well, he's going to shoot it. There's no doubt about it. He's got to hit the paint.
Yeah, looks like he's banking it.
Think so? I think so, too. Well,
how about that?
Shawn, even when he does something wrong, he doesn't lose. Wow. That's a great shot. And he's not even from Kentucky. Once again, Kentucky's bank pool territory. And I always say that when a guy makes a bank, he's from Kentucky. Look at this bank. Boy, oh boy. I mean, it was never a doubt.
And you see the clenched fist. He knew it was in as soon as it was nearing that corner pocket. 9-3. What a comfortable lead.
Well, the one didn't go in the
Cue
side.
ball's in the side.
Yes, it is. Okay, Putnam. Well, do something good here, Putnam, or forever hold your peace. 9-3 deficit. Well, is he going to try to run the balls or play the combination? 4-9.
Three to the 4. No problem. 5 below the 9. Everything's in the open.
Mm-hmm.
But again, when you've spent as much time in your chair as Shawn Putnam has.
In the finals of the U.S. Open, nothing is easy. What? He put the cue down. Okay, what is this move?
You know what? Do you remember all that cash that he took out of his pocket at the start?
Yeah.
I think after the break he forgot to take it out. I think that's what he was doing. That cash was in his pocket, and his backhand hits the cash when he pulls the cue back.
Well, he's looking at the side pocket on the 4. That's absolutely perfect. So now he can get an angle on the 5. Yeah, he got pretty good there. Yeah, he doesn't look like he's given up yet. Might never give up. A little pressure on you when you're playing a guy where you know if you miss, you're dead.
Yeah, his demeanor, his speed, his rhythm around the table has never changed, never altered. You know, sometimes when you trail as much as Shawn does right now, 9-3, you might want to play a little quicker, try and get yourself back into it a little faster. You know, something from a psychological standpoint, but Shawn is sticking to his guns.
Perfect.
And that scratch on the break from Darren Appleton, it was a scratch that brought Shawn out of his chair, and he ran 3 in a row. Well, you can only wonder if he can maybe grab 3 or 4 here and get back into contention. 10-4, make that 9-4. Shawn with the break in rack number 14.
This is rack 14. Shawn Putnam breaking. He leads 9-4.
Needs a good break. He's got to try and cut it. Yeah, a little better that time. Well, I say that, nothing down. He
There
played
goes
it.
a 2, last ball rolling.
Oh, he played it with more speed. He didn't get the wing ball.
That used to upset me when the last ball rolling goes in for my opponent. But I interrupted you, Jim. You had a thought.
Couldn't have been too important.
No, no, that's weak. Well, I think you draw, force it hard, and you'll hit the rail and come between the 7 and the 3. But he's going to have to stroke it to do that. You don't want to go forward because that puts you further away from the 3. And look where the 4 is. You want to get good on the 3 to get to the 4. So I think he's going to come with a powerful draw stroke here and get back under the 7. He overstroked it. That's how powerful it was. Yeah. He's not happy about this. How could you be?
That's the sort of thing you see happen when you've spent a long time in your chair.
Yeah.
And you just don't have a good feel.
Well, where does he shoot this? In the corner or the side? There's an extreme angle in the side. It's a little slit. Then, to get to the 4, you'd have to put a little bit of left-hand English on the ball.
Yeah, he's just looking at it. Danny. No, he overhit that shot on the 2 by a long ways.
Yeah. He's looking at the corner. Tough shot. He actually could play it safe too if he wants to. He can fan that 3 and go behind the 8. When I say fan the ball, I mean that means real thin. I don't know what that was, but did he control Whitey? I would say he did. Yeah, he didn't care where the 3 and the 8 were going. He was concerned about this cue ball and putting it behind something, and he did that very well. But it seems like Darren hits all kicks. 2 railers, 3 railers.
And this is going to be not so much high degree difficulty in hitting this ball, but getting it safe.
He's going between the 5 and 8 right now. It looks like.
No, he's going to the left cushion. He's using the same system that Shawn Putnam uses, where they just basically dissect the angle. You know, you use that, you measure the length to the rail, and then you go backwards and you look where your finger is on the cue, and then you find that point on the cushion, and that's basically halfway on the rail. And all this assuming you hit center ball.
Right. Right.
So he ended up spinning that a little bit.
Oh.
And I ask myself when I see that they spun it, I said, well, what did you need the point on the cushion for if you were going to play side spin in the cue ball?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost that mirror, the mirror image system is what they use for the kick there.
Yeah, which means the angle you go in, it comes out. But look what he's got here. He's got a long shot, but if he makes it, position is guaranteed. That's the good thing about this long one here. If you happen to knock it in, you're going to get a shot. You wouldn't want to shoot this if that weren't going to happen. You know, you don't want to do something that you're not getting rewarded for. Let's see what he does. You know what? He's taking too long. You got to get up and shoot this. There's no other thing to do, right? Don't you have to shoot the 3?
He put in a lot of thought, even with the 3 when he played safe and snookered Darren. But yeah, he's taken a long time over shots.
Too long. Too long. There's no mystery here, right?
Not with this one. You're either shooting it or you're not. And if you're playing safe, you simply overcut this one.
Yeah, he's taking too long. To me, the longer it takes, tougher the shot is. And most likely not to make it. He decided to play it safe. Where are we going to go here?
Look at Darren scratching his temple. Yeah, I'm scratching my temple up here too. No, sure, he's getting the cue ball where he wants it, but I mean, he's got balls flying all over the table, and I mean, that 3 was heading down this way too. Could easily have come into the open. A lot of things could have happened there that could have been bad for Shawn Putnam.
Well, you better hit something here because the 3-9 looks like it's going to be over for you, Darren. Hit the 3.
Look where the 9 is. I actually saw Steve Davis make a shot like this against Efren Reyes in the World Championships when they were played in Cardiff, Wales. It was I think it was a 7-9, but it was later in the rack, Danny. But similar sort of position. Steve went up table, hit the ball perfect, caromed off the ball, made the 9 in the corner, and the crowd went nuts.
Well, for you Americans out there who don't know who Steve Davis is, he's one of the great snooker players.
Yeah, one of the best cuemen that I've
Better
ever known.
hit something here. He hit the 3, and he made the 6. He doesn't have position, but that was like survival. Because if he doesn't hit anything there, that game would have been over.
Well, he can sure play a good safety now if he wants to.
Yeah.
He knows he can use that 5 to hold the 3 there, take the cue ball off 3 cushions and try and run for cover behind the 4. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, the 3 will stop if you hit it right.
Didn't quite get there,
Great
but
speed.
still a good shot,
Great
though.
speed. Here we go to rerun on the kick shot.
Yeah, it pays to hit him.
Made the 6. The 6 caromed off the 8.
Well, I would imagine Shawn will take a good deal of time over this one because this one is difficult.
Yeah.
Just can't see him shooting this one too quick if he's taking so long over the others.
Okay, what do you do when you shoot it? He trying to hit it thin on the right side and go long? No, he's scratching. He double kissed it and scratched.
Danny, I got to tell you, of all the shots he's had, that was probably the toughest, and look at how quick he shot it. You know, if you want to compare it to the other 2 visits he had.
Folks, you see what I said about the double kiss? 3 hit the rail, hit the cue ball again, knocked it right in. That's called a double kiss.
Here it's called loss of rack.
Here called sleep in the street. Yeah, you don't do stuff like that with this guy because he will take advantage and punish you.
Darren's the type of guy who doesn't want to leave any meat on that bone.
Well, I think he's got to take a little bit of a longer shot now on the 7 than he would want to because he doesn't want to gamble on getting close to that 7 and going in that side pocket. Great touch. Great touch. See, he knew he was going to take a shot like this. He could have gambled on getting closer, but then the side enters. So the way he's playing, this is good enough because it's automatic position. 1 rail to the 8 in the side. Ooh, he almost overcut it.
Yeah, that one never went into the center of the pocket, and it's a shock.
Yeah. Look at the position.
And he's at double digits. 10-4 is lead. It's a race to 13, remember.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. 400, 2006 U.S. Open champion, John Schmidt, stand up. Come on, you're not that tired. And 4 and 3, 2 matches. Ice table.
Barry Berman introducing a lot of the playing dignitaries in attendance, past U.S. Open champions.
Darren Appleton breaking, leading 10 games to 4.
Darren Appleton 10-4 in front.
Well, the one just missed the side, and the two got in the way. But I got a feeling that Mr. Putnam's going to be frozen on that 7 ball when this shot is over.
Well, he's having a good long look at this one.
Got a soft draw and stick on the 7.
Big crowd here, though, Danny.
Nice. Interested, intelligent crowd.
Got a monitor set up over on the side. A lot of fans where there's no room really around the match table to be able to see. They got a TV monitor, a big one there, and they've got a little crowd over there watching that.
He did what I said he did. He should have. Anyway, he did it. Darren is doing whatever he wants to right now. Oh, I'll tell you what. If and when he wins this, you're going to see a lot of emotion come out of him. Okay, what do you do here, Jim? You shoot it and hit it as hard as you could and hope something good happens? I don't see any finesse safe.
Danny, I'm a big proponent of hitting the ball as hard as you can, dropping to your knees and screaming out, calling all pockets.
Exactly. I said it differently, but it's the idea. There are times when you could kick safe by hitting the object ball on one side or the other. And then there are times when hit it hard and hope.
Yeah, I don't even know how much of that side cushion is available.
You're right.
But you know something? Either way, now I wonder if he's thinking about maybe tying something up. He might not even be able to get through to that right-hand side cushion to hit it. And then it gets really tricky. I think that's what he's looking at.
And then, even if he could, then he could hardly shoot this hard. Because you need that ball to grab. Because if it is hitting the 7, no room, you're going to have to put left-hand English, which he is going to try to tie something up.
Yeah, he wants to put the 3. Looks like he wants to tuck the 3 over there in behind the 6.
He better do it because he's dead. He's dead. No, I don't know about this one. Now I do. But you can get to a bank on that very easily.
Well, he's on 1 foul, and the way the balls are sitting, I wouldn't be too terribly surprised to see Darren try and lock him up again. You know, try and play that 1 into an area to give him yet a 3rd snooker. Maybe even he could try and bank the 1 up towards the 6 and the 3. I mean, looking at where that 3 is, Danny, it's not easy. The 4's off the table. The 5's at the far end.
Well, the 3 is a pretty good bank, you know, in the corner, if you fall on it. But he's doing what you said. He's going to try to get him on 3 in a row. You better freeze him on the 2. Don't give him kicking area. He gave him kicking area. If he freezes him on that 2, he wouldn't have had the side rail to kick at. So I imagine he'll hit this.
Yeah, Darren needed to take the 2 cushion escape away, and he's left him a 2 cushion escape here. Yeah, and you can't expect Shawn to miss this. Now again, what he's doing is he's doing the two. He's come down from the back cushion, and now he's coming over to see where roughly the cue ball has to strike the first cushion. And I have to be honest, I've never ever seen anybody do that. Do you know who's supposed to have a kicking system that is second to none? I don't really. It's a bit complicated, and he tried to explain it to me once, and I didn't have the time to really pay attention and put some thought into it. But Charlie Bryant.
Yeah, Hillbilly Bryant. Well, no, he didn't make it. He not only didn't make it, he left the shot. But position to the 2, and then the 3 is still a little bit messed up.
But I'll tell you one thing. I saw Charlie hitting some balls that were phenomenal. And the system that he endorses is tremendous.
I'm surprised he's not here.
Yeah. I think he's doing a lot of instruction now.
Yeah, there is Darren Appleton with his soccer shirt on.
Team England. The national jersey worn by England in international competitions when they play soccer. They don't call it soccer in England, Danny. Do you know what they call it over there?
Something kind of football?
No, just football.
Is that right?
When you say football over there,
It means soccer.
that means soccer.
Well, I played soccer in college, University of Buffalo, and I don't have to tell you where I got kicked. And I didn't play anymore.
That's what happened to your voice.
Yeah, it wasn't funny then, but you know how long ago it was? 58 years ago.
Really?
58 years ago. Boy, a lot of people don't even live 58 years. Well, he tried to bank it. He made, it was going to go 3 rails, but look what happened. Oh, Shawn's going to be kicking again.
Yeah, look at him. 10-4. And welcome back to the table, Shawn Putnam. But at least he can smile about it.
Yeah. Darren is saving up his smile for the end. Yeah, he's going to be serious right until he makes that 13th game, and then you'll see some emotion.
And there's no point in trying to jump and do anything with this 2. If you wanted to try and attack the 2, look where the 3 is. And Shawn was the one that put the 3 there.
Well, in kicking at this 2, what you want to make sure of, don't disturb that 3. Kick at a path where you're not going to go at that, and that might be tough to do. Here we go. He's going to hop over it without his jump cue. And he's hitting it.
He's done pretty well.
Sure has.
And look where he was on the 3. He pointed it out to everybody.
Yeah.
Just in case he made that 2.
Well, is Darren going to be brave enough to shoot the 2 and go 2 rails at the 3-6? Because that's where it's going. That's where the cue ball is going if he can make this 2.
Got to be careful here.
Yeah, he just wanted to play safe. he doesn't have to be desperate. He's the one winning 10-4. Yeah, you're losing 10-4, and look what you got. You're 9 feet away from the 2. The 3 is tied up. Little disheartening.
Taking a lot of time with this shot.
Yeah. A little too much. Yeah, he's still not ready to shoot. He's doing a lot of waving there.
Yeah, he is taking a long time over this one. This is
Yeah.
tough, no question.
But there's not too many different things you could do. You know, they had all raced through his mind by now. Now he's going to try to see if he can twirl it past the 9 and go one rail. See where he pointed? I think that's far too short, no matter how much you spin it. Now he's pointing at the 2.
You know, if he gets this one safe, it'll be a great effort.
Well, he doesn't have a game plan. He doesn't have a game plan. Oh, he's going to stop again.
Well, Ken Schumann was just saying something. Not sure what he said. Well, let's see what he's come up with, because I really can't see anything. Except that.
And he opened, no, does the 3 go? Yeah. No wonder he took all that time. He had a plan. Now, that was very, very fortunate.
You know, he's put the 2 on the 3. I mean, I don't know what the percentages were, what the odds were on that shot working out like that. But I guess there's a lot to be said for if you really don't know what to do, just get as many balls in motion as possible, I guess.
Yeah, the 7 hit the point of the side and banked.
But still, I have no idea what he was trying. Was he
I
just...
have no idea either. The 2 was flying around 4 rails.
Either way, it's history now, Danny. And
Yeah, it is. He's going to go 2 rails to the 9. And he's in danger of getting to 5. Yeah, let's see that shot again. Maybe we can figure out what happened. Here it goes. Here it goes. It hit the point, knocked the 7 right inside, and opened the 3 up and made a dead combination.
Sorry about the disturbances. You know, my best friend here, he got me in trouble in 1st grade. He's getting me in trouble again.
now racking the balls. 10-5 down.
You could throw your ass out of here. I'll stick you in the trash can, okay? Love you. Love you, you dumbass.
Shawn Putnam's laughing. I'm not sure what Barry Berman said, but something about putting somebody in a trash can. 10-5, Darren Appleton's lead. And Putnam wipes the cue ball down a little bit. Got the wing ball.
Yeah.
Cue ball on the table.
And here comes position while you wait. Does the 1 go past the 8?
No, it doesn't.
Nope, definitely doesn't.
You know, apart from the scratches off the break, I mean, you figure we're 16 racks into this now. We've had 16 breaks. There have been a couple scratches, one by each player, but there's only been 1 dry break.
Yeah, they're going in.
Tell you what, he knows if he hits the 1 dead on here, Danny, it's going to double kiss the 8. The 1 is going to track up table. If he can keep that cue ball on that cushion, he can certainly use the 8.
All right, nothing bad can happen.
No.
Freeze the cue ball. That's where he wants to go. He's not playing the 4, is he? Because he could have. Did you see where he hit the 4? That would have gone in, but
Yeah.
position something else.
Yeah. He used the 8, bumped the 1 up table. He knew he was always keeping the cue ball close to that cushion. Darren was telling me that he's going to be building a new house in Philadelphia. That's where he's making his home now. And I was asking him if he's got any plans to put a pool table in it. He said, not yet. And I said, well, you might want to get a hold of Greg and Chad over at Diamond. I'd be willing to bet they'd work him out something that he'd be very happy with.
Well, he gave Dennis Hatch 1, and if this guy wins 2 U.S. Opens in a row, he deserves to have 1 free. Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. He got him. He's dead snookered.
I know one thing. Look at Shawn taking his time getting out of his chair. How quickly he forgot the last rack. Oh, he's getting the jump cue ready. And I fully expect him to get this.
Yep, pretty easy shot.
For him it is. Oh,
Well, we got him.
Well, I put the kiss of death on him.
We got him. He didn't quite clear the 5. He hit the 5 on the top.
He can't believe it either. He has played some jump shots this week that I thought he wrote the book.
Yeah, he made about 4 in a row earlier today.
And they were great shots, much tougher than this one.
Well, Darren doesn't have a tough shot here. What do you do with the 3 to get to the 4? Yeah, I'll tell you what, he's looking at the combination right now, I believe. Might not be a bad shot to shoot that 1-3 combination and then shoot the 1, then easier position. You see the shot, Jimmy?
I do.
Shoot the combination. The 1 is going to be an easy shot after the combination, and you'll have the 2. You won't have to worry about getting back to the 3. I think it's a good shot, but I don't know if he's got that in his mind right now.
I think he might be looking at it right now, where he's standing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's going to shoot the 1 in the side. I like my shot. He figured he makes the 3 if he shoots 1-3. But now he's going to have trouble getting from the 3 to the 4, I believe, when he makes the 2. Yeah, my shot looks better now. Well, let's see if that stumps him.
Well,
what do you do now?
You know what? That 3 might be far enough. Just looking at it from that camera angle, Danny, it might be far enough past the point. Have a look. It's still, you know what?
He's got the wrong angle.
Yeah, I still agree with your shot selection. I mean, getting that 3 out of there, because the 3 to the 4 was always going to be a hurdle.
He's going to hit this point. I don't care what he does. He didn't quite get there. Well, I don't know, with the bridge, yeah, it isn't bad. But then again, how about the speed from the 4 to the 5? He needs the rake, the X rake. Pretty good speed.
Very good with the rake, or the X rest as it's known in England.
Just straight, clean as can be. Well, I think he's going to get to 11 here. He'll get to 11. 2 more. You shoot this in the corner, I think.
Yeah, make sure you leave yourself the angle just to get a bit closer to the 9. Not that you need it. And Darren Appleton is going to find himself just 2 rack wins away from his 2nd consecutive U.S. Open 9-ball championship. And some kind of performance. Putnam has to beat him 8-1 from this stage.
Where, you know, Barry Berman loves it when a guy wins the U.S. Open's already won one, because he saves $500 on entry fees if it's a new guy.
Yeah. Well, this rack was really given to Darren on a silver platter by virtue of this failed jump shot attempt from Shawn Putnam. That brought Appleton to the table with ball in hand. 11-5 confirmed here at the Conference Center in Chesapeake.
The one went in the side, the two went in the corner. Where are you, three?
The wrong end of the table.
Mile away.
And
again, he made three. This is the third time he's made three. He's going to shoot himself. Look at that. He pointed at his forehead with his finger.
Don't know who he's talking to.
Hopefully not himself.
If the three came with position, wouldn't have surprised me to see Darren take this long, difficult three on, but
it doesn't
come with position. So
bank this perpendicular all the way back. Go forward. That's what he did.
Not quite hard enough. Not quite hard enough. Well, there's who Shawn Putnam was looking at, his boss.
Yeah. Yeah, Shawn is the house pro at Johnny's Pool Room in Marietta, Georgia. If you're in that area, stop in and see them.
Johnny texting probably Melanie right now.
No, just missed it. Didn't lose his head. Although Darren might shoot at this one, because the cue ball's going the other way now towards position for the side on the 5. He's going to shoot this one, Jimmy. It looks like he's going to go right at the 6.
You know, what you've seen from Darren Appleton in last year's U.S. Open and this year's U.S. Open, he's a player you've got to kind of be very wary of if you're the Mosconi Cup captain for Team USA, Danny. You really want to, who do you match up against him?
I don't know. You might forfeit that one.
You might throw your weakest player to the wolves.
You're right. You're right. Good move. 'Cause you don't want to break like a hard top player's heart. Putting him up against this guy who's not missing anything. He's shooting at this. He's going right at the 6. He missed it. He missed it.
Well, it was far from easy.
Oh,
but everything Darren Appleton shot at, you expect him to get. That's just the standard of play that he's brought to this final.
Up till now, that might be his first miss. He's scratched in a few shots, but I think that's the first one he shot at and missed. Well, Shawn needs 8 games. Darren needs 2. See how sharp I am with the math? Well, he has just enough angle, I think, to catch that rail. I don't know. He might not get real good on this 7 ball. Yeah, he had to go a little further away to get a good angle, but he got it. 2 rails to the 8, center ball. Oh. Wow.
Well, that was about as wayward a shot as we've seen from Shawn Putnam, and didn't cost him anything.
Oh, he's going to win the game.
But that one's not exactly going to help his confidence any.
No, you're right about that.
11-6.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce our 99 U.S. Open champion and Hall of Famer and my friend, Johnny Archer. Would you please stand up?
Johnny Archer, good buddies, as we've already noted, with Shawn Putnam. So it figures he'd be here cheering him on.
Yeah, we're going to show that thing that Shawn Putnam just missed, and he hit it terrible.
Yeah, but he kept his head down.
Didn't jump up.
He looked good missing.
Good fundamentals. He didn't miss.
Look out, cue ball.
Yeah.
Disaster.
Well, if anything, the 8 could be trouble. Yeah, you can't. We're going to show the scratch on the break.
He's done this a couple times.
Yeah.
Just lost the cue ball.
One rail.
Same way, too.
Yep.
Exactly the same. And look at the balls on the table. You want to practice? This is how you toss them out. Everything in the open. Chance to get your cue arm going.
Well, like I said, the only little problem could be the 8.
Very little problem, Danny.
Yeah. Well, you know, if you're Shawn Putnam and you still want to win, that would be the spot you'd be pulling for him to go astray with, right? The only hope. Yeah. Really controlling that cue ball. No problems here to get to the 5, to get to the 6, to get to the 7. The 8 will be a little bit tricky. But the way the 6 and 7 are sitting, probably won't have a problem.
Ken Schumann, when he introduced the players, he introduced Darren from Pontefract in West Yorkshire. And that's a city not a long ways away from Sheffield in England.
How far from London?
Considerably further north. London is down south. Probably a couple hours on the motorway, or the highway here. Motorway there, highway here.
Well, he got the angle. I think he's going to have to hit the end rail, though. Wants to get close to that 8. Got to go hit that end rail and bounce towards the 8. With a little bit of right-hand English. Well, so goes the problem. When you play like that. Huh. Great.
Yeah, everyone here can't help but be impressed by this. And Darren Appleton is on the hill. 12-6. He's doubled up on Shawn Putnam. And what a long ways back for Big Bubba.
He's being doubled right now. Well, as you always say, this is Darren's. Oh no, it might not be. Might not be, but I say it's his last break. The only way it would not be is if Shawn got within one game.
How about Darren Appleton taking a break? He's breaking for the match and decides to have a break.
We're going to have about 6 events a year at Q Masters.
Pat Fleming, on the other hand, he doesn't laugh enough for me.
He's serious, you know, serious business, this ACCUSTATS producing. Anyway, he's got such a great crew, that should make him a little happier.
He has 12, probably has 6.
The last time he'll be breaking in the U.S. Open 9-ball championship final for 2011, Darren Appleton.
Not necessarily.
You know what? You're right. Because if Shawn Putnam wins the next 7, you've got to win by 2. Thank you, Danny. You caught me up on that mistake.
Well, it's not a bad mistake. Look at the angle he's got to go into the 2. He got perfect. You know, there's no guarantee you're going to get a shot on the 2, but he's going to hit it. Can't miss hitting it. Center ball, flare to one in. You're glancing right at that 2. You might knock it out one rail and shoot it in the side pocket where the cue ball is. I think that's possible. Bank that 2 when you billiard it. Get it?
The beginning of the end for Shawn Putnam's dream.
That was a pretty good call, though, but it's no brain scientist call. I mean, it's obvious. And it's looking like the end of Rico. That's from an old Edward G. Robinson movie, folks.
Yeah, and you can sense it in the crowd right now. I think everybody understands that they've all been witness to some kind of display of 9-ball from Darren Appleton.
Third man in history to win back-to-back U.S. Opens. Man, he is steady as can be, solid as a rock. Shawn has to be happy. He made a good appearance here, and he showed a lot of heart, a lot of talent, and he doesn't have to be embarrassed at all.
Doesn't have to hang his head at all. He knows it.
Not at all.
He's played himself onto the American Moscone Cup team.
Yeah. 248 players didn't run second.
I have a feeling he would have taken second place if you would have given it to him before a ball was hit.
Yes. Yeah, Monday, if someone said you're going to get second, he'd say, boy, I'm happy.
Where do I sign? And you know something? Nick Varner back in 89-90. Mika Immonen, 2008, 2009. And now Darren Appleton, the only 3 players in the modern era to boast back-to-back U.S. Open championships. Earl Strickland, an unprecedented 5 U.S. Open titles.
But I don't think any of them were back-to-back.
No, they weren't. But I'll tell you what, 5 U.S.
It's
Open
still
titles
pretty
speaks
good,
for
yeah.
itself.
Yeah. In fact, not being back-to-back any of them means you were good longer.
Danny, there's a lot of players in the Hall of Fame that never won 2 U.S. Opens.
Yep.
One was inducted with you.
Yeah. I never won 2 U.S. Opens.
No, but you're, watching your life roll by and that dinner, Danny, I'll tell you what a life.
Yeah, it's not been boring. Anyway, we're going to see him jumping up and punching.
Yeah, Darren Appleton, the emotion can pour out now. A solid performance, as solid as any we've seen at a U.S. Open final.
Look at him. Oh,
Darren Appleton has raised the bar, and it's down to all the other players to respond. He is truly a great champion. 13-6, the final score. Darren Appleton over Shawn Putnam. Another memorable U.S. Open 9-ball championship goes into the books. Well, on behalf of all of us here at ACCUSTATS, the crew, we want to thank Carol Whiteside. She ran that ACCUSTATS booth out there all week. Want to thank Billy and Cardona, Jeff Conway, Bill Gibbs, Sam Dieppe, and my very good friend Danny DiLiberto for spending all this time in here with me. I'm Jim Weich, folks. We hope you've enjoyed this performance because it was truly one for the ages from Darren Appleton. Again, 13-6, Darren Appleton, your 2011 U.S. Open 9-ball champion.
It's been a pleasure.